Hello and welcome back to Football Manager 2020 with Newcastle United. That is right, we are in charge of the Magpies. We've made the reasonably short trip from Merseyside over to the northeast of England. Nearly said northwest, we were in the northwest. To the northeast of England to be Newcastle United. They have got rid of Mike Ashley. He is gone. He is no longer in the club. They have a new board who, if I'm perfectly honest, I'll get to this properly in a minute, but they've got more money than sense, and I'm perfectly fine with that. We have more money at Newcastle than we did at Everton. So, we're going to be wasting a lot of cash. Problem is with Newcastle, they do want us to win the league in our first season. So, this is basically a one-shot deal, isn't it? This is one season in charge of Newcastle and see how well it goes. A little bit of history of Newcastle, which, to be honest, most people will probably know. We don't have a director of football or an assistant manager because I did intentionally get rid of them before I joined the club. We have a friendly cup, okay? We have a friendly cup, which they expect us to get to the third place playoff. Fine. Or was that last season? That might have been last season, because I think the season's technically not over yet. So that's probably last season, because they have finished third. The media prediction is first. Like I said, we need to go up first time of asking. Oh, look at that formation as well. Look at that formation. They're playing the same formation we played with Everton. I like it. I like it a lot. There's a lot of players who are currently out on loan. Oh, in on loan, sorry. And also, Matt Ritchie is going to be leaving off to Livorno. Fair enough. So we can't change any of the club vision. Just a reminder, if you didn't see the interview episode, I guess, yesterday, they want us to play attacking football, develop players using the youth system, sign players for the under-23s for the first team, work within the wage budget, win the league, and then basically become Premier League side. So, it's going to be tough. I have literally not looked any further than at the board to find out whether Mike Ashley was there. So, I said we have a lot of money to spend. We have £68 million in our transfer budget. £68 million in our transfer budget. Our wage budget is $680,000 we're spending next season. We've got $1.25 million to spend. I am going to be like a kid in a sweet shop, and I'm going to just spend way too much money on players, and we're going to fail miserably, but we're going to have a good time doing it. I'm concerned at what these transfers are. What's going on? Miguel Almiron, the transfer mate. You're not going anywhere, buddy. No. Also, I don't want Dan Jummer. No, reject it. This could be a problem. I think a lot of players might be wanting to leave. Right, what I am going to do is I'm going to go forward to the end of the season. As you can see, it is still the current season, so there is still some stuff that we need to deal with. I'm going to go forward to the end of the season. I don't know, am I going to get end of season awards? I don't really care if we do. Probably going to go to the start of the transfer window, maybe even to the start of the friendlies for Newcastle, not quite sure. Basically, we're going to go forward some time. I will see you the other side of the weird slicey cut fade thing, and we'll see what's happened so far in my first month or so in charge of Newcastle. Okay, so we're on the 1st of July. We have been going through some transfer business. There's been a fair amount going on. Obviously, you can still see the transfer budget there. Still reasonably high. We have sold a couple of players. We've brought in a number of players. I've brought in 2 players who I don't really know why I've done it. You'll be able to spot them when they turn up. So 3 players have left the club on permanent deals so far. Federico Fernandez, the 32-year-old Argentine central defender, has signed for his native Independiente for a small amount of money. Matt Ritchie, as we know, he has left the club signing for Livorno on a free transfer. And we've shifted on John Joe Shelvey, who was getting paid a fair amount of money. He's gone to Bournemouth for £12.25 million, which I think is actually a very good deal for us. He was worth £12 million. He was transfer listed. We've got rid of £52,000 off the wage budget. Problem is we have, bought some players who are getting paid more than that. Before we get into the actual new signings, there's a couple of players who have extended their loan deals from last season. Baba Rahman, one of them, he was basically their left back for all of last season. We need a left back, so Baba has extended his loan deal for another year. And so has Jonathan Panzo, the former Chelsea youth player, yes. Currently AS Monaco player, he has extended his loan deal for another year. He's not a left back, he's going to be a central defender for us. Now joining the club then, first up is 23-year-old English central defender Tosin this guy, here he is. He's 23 years old, formerly of Manchester City. Spent last season out on loan apparently at Blackburn, the season before at West Brom. 2.5-star current ability, 4-star potential. He kind of ticks the box of sign players under 23. I think. He is 23. I don't know whether that counts as under or not. I'm not quite sure, but Tosin is in on a free transfer. I think that's a good bit of business. Next up then is 18-year-old Argentine left-back Pedro Guzman, who has signed from Tottenham Hotspur until the end of the season on loan. He has a youth work permit for Spurs, but I think because they're in a league above, he's allowed to play for us because we're in the league below. I'm not quite sure. 3-star current ability, 5-star potential. Doesn't matter about the potential because we're not going to see him, but he is a natural wing-back on that left-hand side, so he's going to be a backup for Baba Rahman. Also joining the club on loan is Sam Surridge from Bournemouth, 22 years of age now. He is a very good young striker in real life. Brought him in until the end of the season on loan. Probably not going to get a huge amount of football, but will get a decent amount of games. We have brought another couple of strikers who are probably ahead of him in the pecking order. This is one of them. The board's not massively impressed with it. It's 34-year-old Jamie Vardy. We've signed him for £625,000, which is actually really cheap. He's 2.5-star current ability, 2.5-star potential. He is by no means going to be starting games. He is going to be coming off the bench with 15 minutes to go to try and find that goal, which is exactly why I wanted him. Like I said, the board aren't happy, but he is getting paid far too much money for someone who's 34. Just realised he's nearly 35. He's got a 2-year contract. What have I done? Also, joining the club for £4.4 million is a player who, for some reason in real life, has never left the Middle East. Basically, he's played a lot of football in Saudi Arabia and the United Arab Emirates. He is the Emirati Messi, is basically what he is. It's Omar Abdulrahman for £4.4 million. We brought him in. He's 29 years old now. Obviously, start the game, he'd be 27. An advanced playmaker by trade, which is exactly what we play just behind our front two. He is perfect. I think he could be outstanding for us. Getting paid a lot of money, but then again, we've got so much money to burn, it doesn't matter. So much money, in fact, we've decided to raid our former club Everton and sign for £7.5 million. Jean-Philippe Gabamin, that's right, JPG has dropped down a division. £7.5 million as well is actually not a terrible amount of money. I think we've done a good job getting him in. 25 years of age now, will be 26 very soon. I think we've got a good player. He's come in as an important player, probably will play a lot of football, probably more football for Newcastle than he did for Everton, but I'm just happy we've got JPG in. We've also got somebody else from Everton. I tried to sign him on a permanent deal. He didn't want to join on a permanent deal, but he does want to join on loan. You might already know who it is. Okay, don't judge me. I don't know why I've done it, but we've signed Joseph Martinez on loan. I think maybe, I hope that maybe the Championship might be his level. He's come in until the end of the season. He's costing £350,000 a month, which is actually not terrible. I tried to buy him because he was transfer listed for £9 million. He refused to even talk to us. I asked Miguel Almiron to speak with him. Almiron said, yeah, I've tried. He still doesn't want to join us, but for some reason he does want to join on loan. So Joseph Martinez is in. Jamie Vardy is also in. We've still got Joel Linton as well. We've got a good strike force. So that's all the business so far that we've done. The transfer window is still open. Now, I've had a quick look. What we're probably going to do is end the episode very soon, because I don't know how long this episode's actually going to be. But basically, we're going to try the whole vertical tiki-taka, the 5-2-1-2 wing-back vertical tiki-taka, which I still haven't really given it a name. But I've kind of tried to pick our squad. If we can now stick in, that's a wing-back, hold on. That's kind of my thinking for my starting 11. Obviously, like I said, window is still open, there is still time. Almiron currently out injured, but we do have Abdulrahman who can play there, which I think will be lovely. Still got a lot of players as well down here who might be out on leaving the club at some point. Isaac Hayden is wanted by Everton, which is quite amusing. Wigan want Matty Longstaff on loan. Jacob Murphy is transfer listed, but nobody wants to buy him. Yannick Toure is a young striker who's probably not going to get a chance because of Jamie Vardy and Sam Surridge. Trying to get rid of Joel Campbell as well. So yeah, there's potentially a lot of transfer business that will still be taking place. And as I did show you earlier, we do have a huge amount of money still to spend. It's £67 million. I'm not planning on spending all of it, but I might get excited and just splurge at some point. But one thing I do like about what we've got going on here, natural ball-playing defender on defender, natural wing-back on support, natural ball in a midfielder, natural box-to-box midfielder, natural advanced playmaker. Strikers maybe need some work. Do we have a better false nine? Probably not. Martinez, maybe. Maybe we go that way round. Who knows? That is going to do it then for this episode. We'll probably have another episode later on today because obviously not a lot's happened. It will be another bit of transfer business and then the Middlesbrough game because I'm pretty sure this is coming on Saturday, I hope. I've got my days right. So thank you very much for watching episode 1 with Newcastle. What do you think of my transfer? Don't tell me how bad the decision is to sign Joey Martinez is, okay? I know. I've already worked that one out. But what do you think of the other transfers? Thank you very much for watching. Do remember to leave a like. Please hit the subscribe button as well if you're enjoying these videos. And I will see you in the next episode with the opening game of the season up against Middlesbrough.